Hi, this is John. Welcome to another video. Today I'm in Photoshop Elements and I'm going to be showing you how you can use any image, background or graphic to make your own custom frame using the guided edit. And this is found under Special Edits and it's called Frame Creator. It was found in the same place in older versions under Special Edits, and it had this kind of dotted border. It's been one of those guided edits which not everyone knows how to use, so I thought today I would try and demystify things and give you a step-by-step guide. So let's jump into the Frame Creator guided edit and see the picture of the balloons comes across. Now we start by choosing one of the selection tools. We have the brush, the quick selection tool, the magic wand and the polygon lasso tool. I'm going to choose the polygon lasso and I'm going to just drag out a fairly rough frame, keeping some of the balloons on the outlines all the way around the edge, and then bring it back to the top. And when the two little kind of circle symbols come together, that's when we have finished the selection, and there we have it. And then we simply click on the button Create Frame, and we can add a photo. So having created that shape, what I can do is to save the frame, and pastel balloons is okay for the name of the frame, the same as the photo, and I click OK. And that's going to save it in the frame section of the graphics tab under the sub-tab called My Frames. And you could apply this to any image in the future. So let's go into continue in advanced. So I've got a second photo in the photo bin, and I could just drag this up into the frame, and you can see it gets added into the blank shape. We can adjust the composition with this slider here, and you can see you get the bounding box, and you can move into any position that you want, and then click the check mark when you're done. And let's click on the hand tool, which removes all the bounding box outline, and there we have it. That's one quick way of making a frame. And if you go to My Frames, you can see that we have the photo frame saved here, and we can use that at any time. So let's have a look at one other example. These next examples involve downloads from the web, and the beauty of these is that you can use the magic wand tool to select all of the white space. If you search online for free photo frames, I'm sure you'll find something that you'll like. I've already saved this Christmas one, so I'm going to concentrate on this floral one, which is a pink and blue border with a flower rosette. So let's go into the guided edit again, and Special Edits, and choose Frame Creator. And so I'm going to use the magic wand, and if I just click once, it selects all of that white space, and I can choose Create Frame. So having created the frame, I'm now going to go back to the advanced mode, and I have another family photo open, which I should be able to just drag up into the created frame. So clicking on photo bin, and this is the family photo I want, so dragging it straight up places it into the frame, and it just needs to be moved into position. We can change the composition with this slider. As you can see, we can make it smaller or larger. It's too big, a little bit like that, I think. Dragging it into position, and I think that's fine actually. So I click the blue check mark, and there we have it. You can see how simple it is to use this Frame Maker guided edit. So this next image is a family Christmas photo, and I'm going to use this in the Christmas frame that I've already saved. This is the youngsters all looking at their smartphone, which they seem to live on these days. So if I go into the graphics tab here at the bottom, and you can see all the frames are already showing. If I click on the show all, I can choose My Frames, which is where the frames that we created in the guided edit get saved. And all I need to do is double click on this one here, and it just puts the frame around the photo. And we can again position the image within the frame, something I think like that. Looks good. We can see the illuminated reindeer through the window. Make it a little bit bigger because I'm using a portrait size photo in a horizontal landscape frame. And I'll just click done and just do some cropping to get rid of all the white space. So let's just drag something out over this photograph, and we can save it. It needs to come down a little bit from the top, and I think something like that will do. And we'll click the check mark there, and then let's fit it to the frame so we can see it. And there we have it in full glory, kids and smartphone, and a family portrait. I need to probably change the year from 2020 to 2025 to make it more relevant, but I think you get the idea. If I now change from this graphic tab for my frames, I can choose backgrounds, and you can see there's a lot of built-in backgrounds, and all these are possible uses for making frames within the guided edit. You can also go to Adobe Stock, this button just below backgrounds, and there are lots of templates there which you can download and use for the same purpose. But one tip I will give you is you can also use the built-in shapes, and the beauty of these is that they are solid color, which means when you take them into the guided edit, you can once again use the magic wand tool for one-click selection. So I'm going to create a new document, and I'm going to make it a photo page, and I'm going to change the dimensions to inches. I want it to be 10 by 8, so the width will be 10 inches, and the height will be 8 inches, and the resolution for print will be 300. Background color is okay. I want it to be a white page, and the foreground color, which will be used for the shape, has to be a color which contrasts sufficiently with the background to use the one-click selection. So click OK to create my page, and I already have this rounded rectangle selected, so I'm just going to drag it out across the screen. And it's just a question now of the position that rounded rectangle with the move tool. So clicking the move tool, I can start to resize it. I'm going to unclick constrain proportions because I want to create some margins for the page, slightly bigger for the gutter and less so on the right. And with a top margin and a bottom margin roughly the same. I'm just really eyeballing it. You can do it with rulers if you want to, and then click in the blue check mark. So now I'm going to flatten the image, layer flatten image, and that I can take into the guided edit. So let's click on guided frame creator and choose the magic wand selection tool and one click, and as you can see, the rounded rectangle gets selected. So let's create the frame, and let's save the frame, and I'll just name it rounded rectangle, and click OK, and that will put it into my frames as I showed you before. So let's close that down and find a photo we can put into it. For this final example, I'm going to create a web document, so new blank file, and I want it to be in pixels, and I want the width to be 1920 by 1080, and the resolution for the web of 72, and background color will be fine. So click OK, and then what I want to do is to use one of the graphics as a background. So if I go to the graphics tab, I want to select this one here with the hearts on it. So double clicking on that graphic places it as the background. So I want to now go to the shapes menu, and the heart is already selected from the drop down menu. So I'm just going to drag it out across this new background. and it gets filled with the foreground colour. It doesn't matter what colour you use, as long as there's a good contrast between the foreground and the background. So as before, I'm going to select the Move tool and start to fit it into position. I'm just eyeballing this really. I mean, you can use the guides and measurements if you want to, but for me, I think this is as good as any. So I think that will do, and we'll click the check mark, and let's click on the hand, and that removes the bounding box completely, so we can see what we have. Now I'm going to flatten the layers, so I can go into the guided edit and special of edits and frame creator, and again I can use the magic wand, and that will select the entirety of the heart. And let's click on the button to create frame, and there we have it. I'm going to save the frame now and just call it hearts. Click OK, and then let's continue in advanced mode. And there it is. Now I need to open up another image to add into this frame. So let's go to open. And I think I probably have something in the downloads folder if I can find it. This is the one I want. Okay, let's open the photo bin. So let's go back here, and I just need to drag this up. And there it is. We can move it into the center. This is a middle-aged couple, a friend of mine who got married in their 50s. And I think that's quite a sweet photograph. And just need to move it about a bit more so we don't have any white space. And I think that will do. So I'm going to click the check mark, OK. And again, click on the hand to remove the bounding box. And there's our final heart-shaped frame, which has been made in the guided edit. I've got another video, companion video, which shows you how to make simple white borders and an enlarged border on the lower frame so that you can add text. And I've put a link in the video if you want to watch that, and that will give you a classic border which can be made using the crop tool or using the enlarged canvas. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.